The more you call women bad drivers, the worse they'll get.
This is something a friend told me. If you're going to brand me as a monster, then obviously I'm going to act like a monster.
There's a concept called road accident and there's a thing called death. So just to be a bit more conscious and just to be better citizens of this country, let's try to improve is what I feel.
That's also a fair point.
It should be illegal to speak in a public bathroom.
This is coming from personal experience. Taking a piss and a guy comes next to me, starts speaking with me. He's looking at me like this. And the worst part is he's talking to me like sometimes the barrier is not there. So sometimes his worm is becoming a snake, if you know what I'm trying to say.
He's getting
And
hard
I'm
looking.
like, what?
Girlfriends who are in a relationship shouldn't have guy best.
Yeah, so I don't agree with this at all.
In my previous relationship, I got cheated on. She cheated on me with her best friend.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Impostors. We have Farhan back with us.
Hello, hi.
With
I'm
some
very-
hot takes again.
Very excited. This is
And he has, I think, blown up as well.
Oh yeah.
The last time he was here.
blown up is a bit of an exaggeration.
This is what imposters does to you, man.
Good luck, good omen.
Is this the only time you've had a guest on for the second time?
No,
Oh,
you're not that special.
I thought I was special. Sorry.
No, we are going to have some people, but they
Yeah.
didn't respond. Thank you for responding.
Of course, of course.
No, like I think just like, before getting into, I just wanted to ask about that controversy that you had with some
Huh.
Bollywood actor.
So basically, what happened was there was this actor whose name I will not take for legal reasons, so that you don't have to worry about it. And I criticized the comment that he made. He basically said that movies only do well because they're in English and they have higher budgets. And he said that my movies are in Hindi and Telugu and whatnot, so my movies don't do as well as Brad Pitt's, and he gets paid more. And I was telling him that there are movies out there that are in Japanese, like Parasite and Old Boy, for example. Fantastic movies that have done very, very well on low budgets, relatively lower budgets. And I said maybe it's a fault of the actors and the directing, and he's the actor and the director. And he got the video taken down because I used the clip of him. So then I re-uploaded this and I played his role. I said that he was, I basically said what he said, but I used a clip of me saying it so that he couldn't take it down. And I just feel like if he had just laughed and ignored my initial reel, it would have gone unnoticed. No one would have cared. Instead, I uploaded 2 more videos based on this and I got 600,000 views off of it. So now 600,000 more people know that he is an idiot and that he's too insecure to, accept a little bit of criticism. Now, again, I can't name the actor. All I will say is that my favorite animal is tiger and my second favorite animal is lion. And I don't know if you know this, but if a tiger and a lion have a child together, it's called a liger. Just a fact I wanted you all to know. And also, I just wanted to tell you ki I have a friend, his name is Arjun, and he's never ready on time. That's all I will say. Like, these are just facts that are completely unrelated to the story.
You didn't make it obvious at all, man.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
And your
that.
favorite snake is Anaconda.
Could be. Never know. I have not thought about it.
But उसके वो interview के पहले, like were you aware कि वो एक actor है? Because I don't think that you watch the movie.
No, I don't watch a lot of movies. So I didn't know who he was. So I Googled it. I found out who he was. And I was like, I better be careful because this guy is ripped. He was like 6'3" and massive. He'll beat the shit out of me. But I was like, okay, I'll look into it a little bit. Then I went online and I was like, okay, I understand what people think of him. And they're all in agreement with me. At least most of them are. So should be fine.
I don't think he's 6.
Yeah, he's not 6'3", but he
He looks big, bro. He looks ripped.
Let's get into the opinions bit.
Let's get started. I'll shoot the first one. The first hot take. The more you call women bad drivers, the worse they'll get.
Yeah. I feel like this is something a friend told me. She said that everyone keeps assuming I'm a bad driver. And she is. She also agrees. But everyone keeps assuming I'm a bad driver. So I don't even try to fix it anymore. Because she's like, if you're going to label me bad, if I drive well or if I drive badly, then why will I care? I'll just continue to drive badly. So now she said, I purposely drive badly. Because I'm like, if you're going to brand me as a monster, then obviously I'm going to act like a monster.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I never thought about it that way. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fair point. So like calling women bad drivers, it's not going to help. It's not solving anything. We're not getting anywhere by doing that. Like,
I think this is how the passenger princess concept came into place, because they are bad drivers, so they just accept to be princess.
yeah, essentially.
Yeah,
They're like,
that is
fuck
what-
it, why will I drive then? I
Yeah,
might as well just,
yeah.
you know. So yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
I have a different take here. So I can understand that they don't have that expectation of being good drivers. They're like, okay, fuck it. But see, there's a concept called road accident. And there's a thing called death. So just to be a bit more conscious and just to be better citizens of this country, let's try to improve is what I feel.
वो तो ठीक है. That I mean, fair enough. That's also a fair point. I'm trying to think of some argument for that, but yeah, you should drive well.
मतलब
for that
आके मेरे को
reason.
ठोक दिया, बोला कि मैडम आराम से, मेरे पे एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है, मैं तो ऐसे ही चलाता
That's a fair point.
अरे पर मेरे को क्यों मार रहे
मैं तो लड़की हूँ यार.
हो? Okay, next one. Indian weddings are a bigger waste of money than gambling.
See, let me cook now. 1 second. I have things I want to say. I am now 27, 28. So now I'm of the age where people around me are talking about marriage more. I'm having more conversations about it. And what I've realized is, this is something I didn't realize before, is that Indian marriages specifically are very for the society, for people, not for themselves. Like, you will invite people to your marriage who you don't actually want to be there. But you know that if you don't invite them, it will look bad. So, for example, if I have a second cousin or a third cousin who I'm not in contact with, I don't know them, I'm not friendly with them, just because, you know, he lives in a different state or something like that, I still have to call them because it's my marriage. Now, it's my special day. Why am I calling these people? I don't care about them. But my mom and dad will say that, you know, no, you have to call their family. You have to call family. But I don't know them. I speak to them once every 3 years. We're not good. I have friends I would rather call.
But your mom and dad care about them, right?
Yeah, but it's my marriage, no? I understand they're paying for
Yeah.
it. Fully understand that.
Yeah.
Which is why if they ever say, but we are paying for it, I'll be like, theek hai, matlab, you're paying for it. So I have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, it is my marriage. It's not my
Yeah.
parents' marriage. That's
Yeah.
another thing that we sometimes forget. That we do it for our parents, which is a good thing. But sometimes the parent also needs to understand that, you know, and also remember, the parent is spending all this money. Each person that gets added is more money that you're spending on this marriage.
Yeah.
So you're spending an insane amount on people who you do and who you don't want there. And sometimes they don't want to be there. Because even they're like, bhai, why is this third cousin calling me now? I have to go because
I'm obligated.
yeah, I'm obligated. So let's get this straight. You don't want them there. They don't want to be there. Your kid doesn't want them there. Nobody wants them there. And you're spending money. So who's succeeding in all of this? The marriage industry.
Yeah.
So what, like, I don't understand. It's just a waste of money.
I mean, I don't agree with this, because it's okay. Like, calling people is a different thing, but having a great marriage is like, big marriage is okay, man. I mean, it's your celebration. It's like an achievement. It's like a goal कि ठीक है भाई मेरी कंपनी चल के मैं सेलिब्रेट करूंगा ना, तो मेरी शादी हो रही है. That is also a goal. So I would want to spend big on my marriage. Calling people or not calling people is a different thing. But like having big marriages, I'm up for it, bro.
But see, my thing is that your big marriage will be 2-3 days, 4-5 days also chalega. Let's say it's that much. After that, it's over. Like, yes, you have your memories. Yes, you have your videos and all that. But after that, it's over. So if you spend this massive amount right as you're starting the most difficult period of your life, living with someone, gonna have a kid, there are a lot of expenses that are gonna come, right? If you're gonna start that with such a huge expense, wouldn't you rather have that like a smaller wedding and keep that money for something more functional? I think it's a comparison of entertainment versus functionality, you know? And I'm not saying don't have a big marriage. You want to have a big marriage, have it. But
Yeah.
I feel a lot of people have big marriages only because they see other people having big marriages and they're like, you know, I need to show to the community that I'm also having a big marriage.
But
I think
it's like going on a vacation only, bro. Like, if I want to go to Europe and spend insane amount of money, I can. It's like, it's your choice. If you can afford it, then why not? Even if I'm doing it just because I see someone else doing it, and if I have the money, then I'll do it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for yourself, it's fine. But if
Yeah.
you're doing it for just to show, just to put it on,
Status symbol.
yeah, a
Yeah.
status symbol. I don't agree with that. Like, I think you're spending your money on something that's not, it's like buying a car that's outside of your means. You're buying a Mercedes only because you want people to think you're rich. Not because the Mercedes isn't actually a good car. It is. But if you're buying it for the wrong reasons, you're
Then
spending
it's a
so much
different
for the
thing,
wrong reasons, you know? Like, I have seen in one marriage, these guys, like, I don't like the fakeness of it more than anything else. They did their walkout 5 times because the videographer wanted to get the right clip. Now I'm like,
that is bullshit, bro.
the videographer will say, "Acha, okay, pause here. Now look around, look around." So they were like, and I'm like, what is this, bro? You're not even an actor. I can tell that it's fake. So then, when they watch it back 10 years from now, they're like, wow, look at how I was looking on. That all, like, I don't this thing.
Sorry.
And I feel like some people might make the case that, marriage ke liye you get presents. If you invite a lot of people, they give gifts, they give money, so you make back some of it.
Yeah.
But that way, that's why I said it's like gambling. It's the same thing. Gambling means also you put in money, you make back little, but you're not going to make back the whole amount. Let's be honest. The same with the marriage. You put in money, you have a good time, you make back little. You're not going to make the whole amount. Let's be honest. The same thing in regards of monetary. But don't gamble. It's not a good thing. Huh? It's a joke. Please don't gamble.
Yeah, I agree somewhat, because I feel ki in order to show it as a status symbol is something where I'm burdening myself.
Yeah.
For the next 5-6 years, I'm compromising, my family is compromising just because 2030 में उसने शादी की थी. वाह, मजा आ गया.
Yeah.
क्या बासुंदी खाई थी. Like, I'm not interested in pleasing you with what food I kept. Like, I kept it in a 5-star hotel in Mumbai, in Bangalore, like, wherever. And especially from his point, I feel ki if he has 100 friends, like, he rather call those 100 friends rather than calling 100 relatives who he, like, is not familiar with.
Yeah.
To sum it up, have a wedding for yourself. Have a big wedding, but have a big wedding
This
for
is
yourself,
exactly
not
what
for
I was
anyone.
going to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Have a
That's
big
it.
wedding with less number of people is what I'm trying to
That's
say.
also fine. But
Yeah.
whatever you do on your wedding day, it should be for yourself and for your bride/groom, not anyone else. That's my
100%.
opinion.
Yeah.
Correctly, even I agree. मतलब कि like you also mentioned कि अगर कोई और जा रहा है and अगर तेरी भी इच्छा है, so I think you should go. But there are things like, I think, marriage loans in the market as of now. As we
I
speak.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So there are things called marriage loans, and people actually take out those loans like so that they can have a good marriage, just because they are like for other relatives and friends had a great marriage, and that is just to fit in, like, with the societal norms and something like that.
More to what I'm saying applies more to a slightly middle class type of
exactly,
because they care about status a lot more, and they don't have the money also to back it up, which is why they need these kind of loans and whatnot.
Exactly.
So I'm speaking more from that perspective, not from our perspective of we have the money.
If you
so
don't have the money, then don't do it to show it to everyone else. If you have the money, then go for it. Bro.
Exactly.
Example, अभी अंबानी ने इतना
खर्चा किया. Same with gambling. Sorry, exactly what you said. Same with gambling. If you have the money, gamble. No problem.
I think you're a little obsessed, bro.
But I don't gamble. That's the best part. Thank God I don't.
Yeah, मतलब अभी तो उसका देख ले, अंबानी का शादी देख ले. He spent like thousands of crores, like who knows what not, and he had like celebs from all over the world there.
Yeah.
And so much खर्चा, और उसको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? उसके लिए it's peanuts.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone can be like, भाई रास्ते पे इतना ट्रैफिक हो गया, ये हो गया है. Ambani doesn't care. Like, I have the money. I've paid all people.
But that's an extreme example.
Yeah, that is an extreme like example, but it's still a very, I think, very relative example. Probably someone like, let's say, Varun Dhawan can't have that kind of wedding.
No one can have that wedding.
No one. मैं just इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि that's very kind of relative there. Okay, he's also rich and he can have like a ultra luxurious wedding. But what Ambani can have, no one else can have. Because वो उसके लिए बहुत relative है, उसके लिए peanuts है. Like in my case, अभी I'll turn 25 in December, and I have my Nana ji telling me कि 28-29 तक मिला कि नहीं, like 31, 32. So, and he actually sat me down and we have had this conversation 5 times in the past month where he has told me कि नहीं देखो, एक बात होती है समाज में, ये वो करना पड़ता है. अभी मैं क्या argue करूँ? Because I know and my mom knows कि until like certain boxes are ticked, शादी नहीं होने वाली. And वो करनी भी नहीं है. But he is like नहीं 28-29 तक ये वो. So with that's where they come from. And I understand their perspective, but मैं नहीं करूँगा.
Yeah.
और अगर मेरे को कोर्ट मैरिज भी करना पड़े, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ उससे.
Yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
Next one, it should be illegal to speak in a public bathroom.
This is coming from personal experience. Now, if I'm going to a urinal and I'm, holding my snake, let's call it.
Anaconda.
And my anaconda and, taking a piss, and a guy comes next to me, friend, stranger, I don't care who you are, and starts holding his snake and starts speaking with me. I have a big problem with this because my hand is on my snake right now and I want to focus on that. His hand is on his snake right now and he should be focusing on that. Yet he's looking at me like this in my eyes, making eye contact with me, which I did not ask for. You can speak to me looking straight also. I don't want to have a conversation with you. I'm trying to relieve myself of certain liquids. I just like, shut the fuck up and fuck off. I don't understand. Why do we have to have conversations? Can you not wait 20 seconds for me to go wash my hands and get out, and then we can have a conversation outside? And the worst part is he's talking to me, and like sometimes the barrier is not there. So sometimes his worm is becoming a snake, if you know what I'm trying to say.
He's getting
And
hard
I'm
looking.
like, what is this guy getting off of this, man? This is kind of strange. And then I get a little nervous. And then I'm trying to relieve myself, but I can't do it because I'm nervous now. This guy's talking to me. And I'm just like, guys, like, you know, we don't need to have conversations. It should be illegal. Don't have a conversation. That's why I don't use urinals anymore. I'm terrified now of urinals. I have to go to the stall. And even in the stall, I feel like I can hear people talking, so I get the PTSD. And then I'm nervous in there alone.
That was way too specific.
Performance pressure.
It's all from, it's performance pressure. It's all from personal experience, man. I can't deal with this, man. It's basically PTSD. For me, this is just a therapeutic session. I needed to get it out somewhere.
That's fair. But imagine him getting hard looking at you, like he's peeing and he's looking at Farhan.
Yeah, he's talking to me, and slowly his snake has become a king cobra, and it's standing up right now and saluting at me. I don't know.
और फरहान क्या चला लाइफ में? और बोल, जल्दी बोल.
Farhan bhai, kya mutto hai yaar aap?
Guys, y'all are giving me PTSD. I don't want to be reminded of all this.
He's actually very uncomfortable.
I'm very.
Let's pee together
I
after this show.
hate it, bro. It just fucking drives me insane.
Okay, next one. India winning the Cricket World Cup isn't a great achievement and shouldn't be celebrated so much.
Fully agree. See, here's the thing. Cricket back in the day, I think, I don't know that much about back in the day, but I think back in the day, cricket used to be much more competitive between countries. Now I feel like the spending of the BCCI has become so excessive compared to the rest of the countries that it makes me believe that like countries around the world don't care about cricket that much anymore. Like if I remember correctly, there's a story about Australia winning the World Cup, and they went back to Australia
And no one was there.
no one
Yeah.
cared.
Yep.
They just, this guy went into a pub, and the guy was sitting next to him, looked at him, and it just continued.
Mitchell
like,
Marsh.
yeah, no one knew.
Hmm.
No one cares. So no one in the world, it's a very strange space that we're in, where no one in the world cares about cricket as much as we do. We care about it like it's a religion. But the problem is that the BCCI spends some 18,000 crores, or the net worth or the spend is 18,000 crores. And if you combine everyone else on the list after them, the next like 8 people, it comes to 3,000. So if our entire budget or net worth is like 5 times larger than the next 6 teams, including England, Australia, New Zealand, all these Pakistan, all these big teams that compete with us. Who
Sorry,
we
you
look at,
said Pakistan and big teams.
sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Times have changed. I still think about the days of Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus.
क्या think
Oh,
of भाई तो पैदा भी नहीं हुआ था तभी.
Yeah, bro, but if you go on YouTube, you see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
swing
lethal.
bowling, dude. What swing they get?
Lethal,
I'm
man,
obsessed
lethal.
with that. But anyway, my point is that, but it just does feel a little strange that we are, you know, celebrating domination in a sport like this when we're spending so much in the first place. You know,
I
don't know.
think no other sport is being promoted in India that much. When it comes to football, they don't care. Other sports also, people are not that interested. So they have glorified this one sport, and people don't have many other options, is what I feel.
That's also true.
So they are just focusing on cricket, and they know IPL is the biggest source of revenue for them. So they have promoted IPL, and because of that, Indian cricket is also being promoted.
Yeah, but it's like if you take 1% of the BCCI's net worth and give it to another sport, 1%,
Yeah.
that sport would flourish,
flourish.
so much.
100%.
Yeah.
Football,
Talk about
kabaddi,
football, bro.
Yep.
badminton, tennis, these are like established sports that would do well and people would be interested
This is the
in it.
reason why ISL is not happening this year, because they do not have the budgets. There are fights going on between courts. Like literally, if it was BCCI, it would have been the best
Yeah.
league in the world, bro.
Because
And the IPL is, if I'm not mistaken, a non-profit organization.
BCCI is
So
a
the
BCCI
BCCI is
is
a
a
non-profit
non-profit
organization, so they don't pay tax. That's also
Yeah.
like,
stupid. That's
Yeah.
a very
matlab, cool, good for you. But if you're getting no tax and all,
Yeah.
give little money to someone
Exactly.
else and
Yeah.
let them flourish. There's hardly any other
But-
sports anyway.
and I think it's more about creating a monopoly for like BCCI because
Yeah.
they are like कि ये एक ही sport चले बाकी कोई ना चले हमको फर्क नहीं पड़ता because
They make most of their
People-
money from that.
yeah
Yeah.
and I think people are just so attracted towards that sport. So let's be fair, like back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, until let's say Kapil Dev, his team won the World Cup in 83. Cricket was celebrated, but it wasn't as profitable and as revenue generating as it is now. Then came Sachin Tendulkar. So लोग का craze और बढ़ा. So I think 2000 was the peak where people were like, we are into cricket. Then came the Kohli era, Dhoni era, where then तो they just went mad. And IPL में तो it is like अब खत्म, अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. Now it is like just a boom with every single year going on there.
I think IPL was the changing point.
Yeah, with all these tournaments, like every second year you have a T20 World Cup. Every second year you have an Asia Cup. Every 4 years you have like you have an ODI World Cup. Every 2 years you have a test match, like the test World Test Championship. And uske alawa, like every year IPL is happening. And uske alawa now cricket will enter into Olympics in 2028 or 2031. So now I don't think there is any place where for cricket will go down. But like you rightly mentioned, and sorry, I think you mentioned कि अगर 1% भी दे दिया, but वो लोग करेंगे ही नहीं. मतलब वो बोलते ना नियत ही नहीं है करने की, because they are like कि हमारा monopoly है, हम इतना पैसा बना रहे.
I think IPL is like reels. It's good, it's great and all, but it has also changed the whole ecosystem of video content, attention span, and everything. So now people can't watch movies without reels.
And and I think that's a very interesting thing, thing that you said. The example, competing nations, ठीक है, playing nations are 7, competing nations are 3 or 4 max. Australia, England, South Africa max to max, ठीक है. उसमें भी if we win anything, because we have so much talent among us, so it's like let's say you are in a class with all those LD people, everyone else is failing, so but obviously you will come first. And तो उसमें अरे माँ में first time माँ भी पागल हो गई, सब पागल हो गए. अरे तू ही आना था यार, और कौन आना था?
You're not coming first because you're the smartest. You're coming first because everyone else is just not as good. Like
next one. Girlfriends who are in a relationship shouldn't have guy best friends.
Yeah, so I don't agree with this at all. I don't understand the logic of it. Like it's completely beyond me, because for me, a relationship between two people is all about trust at the end of the day. If you can't trust your girlfriend to not act on some impulse with another guy, then what's the point of the relationship in the first place? Like there's no way you can have a relationship in the first place if you can't trust them to do just the bare basic minimum of being loyal, right? So I have girl best friends, my girlfriend has guy best friends, and it doesn't matter how close they are, how attractive they are, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because I could have like a model who's my girl best friend and she could be incredibly close to me, but at the end of the day, I'm not acting on it because I am dating my girlfriend. I'm loyal to her, she's loyal to me, and she trusts me to the point where I will not do anything. And that, I think, is what a relationship should be. I don't understand when people say guys and girls can't be friends. It just doesn't make sense.
Speaking like your t-shirt, huh? Speaking like your t-shirt, green flag. But
summed it up very well.
Summed it up very well. Yeah. But see, some like in my previous relationship, I got cheated on. She cheated on me with her best friend. So like my current relationship, I completely agree with your point, but I know some girls who are way too close with their best friends and it just shows. तो मतलब ऐसे एक मैं बंदी को भी जानता हूँ जो हर मतलब वो डेट नहीं कर रही है, बट उसके हर एक स्टोरी में ना she'll be with a guy and she'll keep writing, oh I'm with my bestie. They are cuddling, they are hugging all the time. So I cannot expect her to be in a relationship, bro, because any guy will be like, if I'm meeting a girl and she's way too close with a guy, I'll be like, bro, you guys are only dating. What's the point of me being there? So my point is like, when you get in a relationship and once you know each other, trust each other, then it's like, okay, but when you're initially getting into a relationship, you cannot be awfully close with the other guy.
That I can understand to a certain extent, but I also feel like, I forgot what I was going to say, but I also feel like there's a certain level of like, you need to accept that if something like that did happen to you, which it did, obviously it's going to be painful in the moment, but very far down the line, you're going to think to yourself, ki bhai, I dodged a bullet.
Oh, 100%.
That's the way you got to think about it. Because if they are like that, then it's good that the quicker it happens, the better.
Yeah.
And I think, I personally, I don't think anything wrong with like hugging, cuddling and all that kind of stuff. I genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with it. I wouldn't do it. because
Yeah,
hugging
exactly.
is fine.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't cuddle.
you
I
wouldn't,
think that's a little.
you wouldn't
like,
do
that's
it
not
because
for
you think
me.
it's wrong. Is my
No,
point.
no, I wouldn't do it because I just think I just cuddle with my friends. Like it's
Yeah.
just not
Yeah,
something I do.
that is my point.
But if someone else did it, I'd be like, okay, I trust you. I'm not. And also, what I wanted to say is, it's important to establish boundaries. If someone
Yeah.
does something that you're not comfortable with, you can tell your girlfriend, "Ki, bhai, listen, I wasn't super comfortable with this." If they say no, but that's how I am, I want to do this. Then you have to also be like, okay, compromise
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and then you see, wait and see, and then you take your call. But I truly believe that if you have the right relationship is the one that is built completely on trust.
100%.
And which leads me to a point where I think that you should absolutely never, ever, ever lie to your significant other. No matter what,
Yeah.
even a white
Correct.
lie, you should
Yeah.
never, ever say. It should never be a lie. You should
Yeah.
be 100% honest.
Correct. I think, absolutely, it's all about trust, and it's all about, telling the other one, "Ki, bhai, I'm not comfortable with this and that, etc.
Communication.
Communication.
So I read this very wise thing on the internet. Okay, communication is the key. People understand that. But so is comprehension. Are they understanding what you're trying to say?
Communicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're communicating, but are they comprehending?
Yeah.
Because, like, for a long period of time, a person who is not wise or sensitive and just wants to play around, he or she will be like, मतलब कि हाँ हाँ ठीक है मैं सुन रहा हूँ तू क्या बोल रही है and all those things, but they'll not comprehend and act on it. कि ठीक है नहीं ऐसा ही होता है ये होता है.
They
They are
just
not
hear
kind
you
of
out.
registering
Yeah.
Yeah.
your concern
They
there.
don't act on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that itself is a very big red flag, right? In general. So if he or she is like that, ठीक है, I'm just like super close or this that, and it may not be a very big problem. ठीक है, but if you're not comfortable with it, he is not comfortable with your objection, right? So just simply, I think, just call it off.
I think
As simple as that. It's
Yeah.
like, I think it's for the benefit of the both of you.
I think first try a compromise.
Correct.
And if neither of y'all can compromise, then eventually you just have to think about how much you care about the relationship.
In the end, it's just
versus
compatibility, bro. Like if for me this is right for you, it's not right. Then if it's not working out, then you go your separate ways because we think differently.
Yeah, but people need to understand that no one's ever going to be exactly compatible.
100%.
It's about
100%.
finding the compromise.
How much are you willing to compromise for the other person?
Exactly. And how much are you willing to accept also?
Yeah.
Some things you just got to learn to accept.
Yeah.
See, and there is another thing that I'll tell you. For me, example, if any friend, ठीक है, your girl best friend or even your ex, super good looking, super hot, but you know कि mentally पागल है, ठीक है, पागल औरत है, that's a very big ick, and then you'll not be attracted to her like anymore because you know कि even if I try again to get back with her or try on my girl best friend, but I know कि from a relationship point of view this won't work.
Yeah.
So I'm not like physically attracted to her also.
Yeah.
I just know कि अच्छी दोस्त.
Yeah. You can appreciate beauty without wanting to act on it sexually.
Yeah.
If I see a beautiful painting, I don't want to dig a hole in it and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's, you can appreciate beauty. The same applies to people as well.
Yeah.
I can look at you two fine gentlemen and say, wow, such handsome men y'all are. But that doesn't mean I want to do anything with y'all. I'm just saying y'all are handsome men. That's it.
I think that's a little gay, bro.
Anaconda do.
Next one. When you're trying something new in life, few of your own friends are your biggest enemies or non-supportive ones.
Yeah. I think when it comes to, especially for someone like me who, not me, but people who decide to pursue hobbies and passions as their jobs, when you first start it, there'll be one of two reactions. One, people will say, oh my God, so happy that you're going after this, in the same way with that glass expression of not giving a shit. And some people will be like, Arey bhai, what is he trying this for, yaar? And they won't say it to you, but that'll be their thought process. Then as you continue on, if you're still not succeeding, they'll be like, oh, it's okay, but eventually you'll do well. It's okay. It's all good, man. And it's very, what's the word? Something patronizing, whatever. It comes across like that. And the other people are like, see, bhai, he's doing this thing again. He's still trying it. I don't know why. And then when you succeed at it, if you succeed at it, sometimes even the people who did genuinely support you will now come to be like, and like it's an attack on them that I didn't follow my passion, but he did.
Yeah.
And he succeeded. So now from supporting you, sometimes they become envious and jealous of you in many ways. And they feel like pulling you down. And it's unfortunately not something that you can control, because I myself have become envious and jealous of other people in my life. And I've caught myself and been like, why am I doing this? But it's a natural instinct feeling
Yeah.
reaction. You can't choose it.
Yeah.
But it's important to at least catch yourself. It's important to at least be aware of the fact that I'm feeling something that's not good. I still feel it, but hopefully one day I realize it's not good, but hopefully one day I will not feel like this. But I do feel like even friends and, sometimes even family, when you pursue a passion, when you pursue a hobby, because it is not within the system of things, it's like a glitch and you're not used to it. So you don't know how to react to it. And you just react with whatever the first emotion is that comes to you. And generally that emotion is concern or negativity, because it's an unknown environment. And unknown ke liye, you're never going to be positive about it. You're generally going to be a little wary and going to be like, oh, what's going on here? That's personally how I feel about it.
Recently, I think this makes a lot of sense to me because I have started creating content on my page, and I recently went to my previous office as well. So like half of them were like, "अरे तू content बना रहा है," मतलब they were my friends, like they are still my friends, but they were like, "अरे bro ये सब कौन करता है यार, और तू ये बार ये क्यों कर रहा है, गाड़ी में बैठना बंद कर दे." They are giving me random ass advice, and I'm like, one thing I've genuinely realized: don't take advice from people who haven't done shit in their life. It's like, if you are successful in this field, then I'll take advice from you. If you're not, then let me do my thing. Even if it's fuck all, I'll learn on my own.
Yeah. But
so like it's always like, मैं आजकल even if we see our content, it's like you won't see अपने दोस्तों का इतना likes, but you'll see random लोगों का ज़्यादा likes या comments. क्योंकि for them it's new, but for your friends it's like कि भाई fuck इसको ट्रैक्शन मिल रहा है, या तो कि ठीक है मैं क्यों लाइक करूँ, हाँ मैं क्यों लाइक करूँ, ये ठीक है ब्रो ये रोज ही करता है मैं क्यों लाइक करूँ. So like recently I've like experienced this a lot, and I do agree half of your enemies are your own friends.
Yeah, you'll find more random people on the internet
being
supporting you and putting your posts on their stories than your actual friends. And it makes you think like, why they're not doing it. And generally it's because they're like, oh, people will think I'm cringy because I'm sharing a story of this guy and I don't find it. Like if you don't like the content, that's the only reason why you wouldn't share it in the first place. So that's quite sad actually.
I kind of agree that, see, I think jealousy is a very basic a very basic human emotion out there. Like everyone feels it at a certain point. But like he mentioned, you have to be very aware. I'm kind of feeling this emotion where this person XYZ is doing something, right? Example, because he has the means to do it, or he has taken the step to do it. Like, to just have that courage and just go out of your comfort zone to do it is a very big thing, which I may not have. Be it like either way, in terms of means, in terms of courage, in terms of creativity, it can be anything. And then you start feeling कि अरे ये ऐसा कर रहा है, काश मैं भी कर सकता. And then you start getting a bit, I don't know if annoyed is the word, but वो तुम्हारे feed पे example कभी भी आएगा तो you will be like अरे फिर आ गया, हो गया, etc. And the content might be still decent or good, but you'll still not appreciate it because you have that feeling of envy inside you, right? Now coming to the point where they don't support you or things like that, like he said, even I felt the same. Like I think ये फिर भी अच्छी scale पे कर रहे, you are also doing at a very good scale as of now. But example in case of Impostors also, I've heard people say to my face directly, might be true, but they have said said to my face directly कि bro, I think podcast is a dead market, ये वो. Like ठीक है, I understand your concern, but that's not how you react when you when I tell you for the first time that I'm doing this. Because that actually makes me think कि मतलब that makes the other person think कि मैं ये सही कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं कर रहा हूँ. And example, you doing something, let's say you doing React video, and तूने उसको बोला कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ अभी, अरे ये सब कौन ही करता है, वो तू किया है, 2 साल होने दे, 3 साल होने दे, उसके बाद तो बोले मेरे को समझेगा.
Just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean the other person is doing it wrong. And like it's okay.
Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to word it also.
Like, exactly.
Let's say, taking your podcast example, for example, it is true that the podcast market is very saturated.
100%.
Calling it a dead market is way worse than saturated, but both mean the same thing in many ways. And if my friend said we're going to start a podcast, I'd be like, oh wow, that's great. What are you going to do in it? Tell me. Then when they tell me, I'll be like, okay, cool. Why don't you do this exercise? And then after I have given positive plus feedback, I will tell them just just remember it's quite a saturated space, so you really need to stand out.
Yeah.
That is how you give you tell them a problem and you give them a solution. You have to stand out. You don't say कि अरे भाई another podcast, dead space bro,
मत कर भाई, कुछ नहीं होगा इससे.
कुछ नहीं होएगा. No bro, like, you know, be little helpful is what I'm saying. We know, you think, like, coming back to that fat thing, fat people know that they're fat. You don't have to tell them. People who are starting podcasts know it's a saturated market. You don't have to tell them. You need to give them a solution. Don't just give me the problem. I know the problem better than anyone else would. I'm also looking for a solution. Help me out here, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great. And I also like appreciate honest feedback. जैसे कि मेरा एक दूसरा account उस पे I have 10 reels max to max. And you know, one of my friends just told me, "तेरे वो वाला reel यार मेरे को उतना अच्छा नहीं लगा." That's still okay too.
Yeah.
उसने मेरे को बोला कि ना ब्रो मेरे को कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं समझा, ये नहीं बोला, ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टैंड दिस, आई अंडरस्टैंड दिस फीडबैक, है ना, बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स मी अंडरस्टैंड कि उसको क्या नहीं समझा, रादर देन अरे क्या फालतू, तो ये कौन बोलता है भाई, ये तो कोई नहीं बोलता है. So and I can understand the space that he is coming from, because like he has just started it right now, like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months.
And like he's posting 5 to 6 times at least a week. So like, you know, doing that kind of volume for 3 months approximately, and then meeting friends after so long.
Yeah.
It is, I think, anticipated कि लोग वो बोलने वाले.
हाँ, 100%.
कि ऐसा, I think prepare करके क्या होगा कि मेरे को इस पे कुछ comments मिलने वाले. Right? अभी जैसे कि like, you know, he might do some videos and जो शायद से मेरे को भी उतना like, you know, फिर अच्छा ना लगे. But मैं नहीं बोलूँगा क्या कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. है ना, because I know इसका goal है content creator बनना. Like as it is yours also. An example, यहाँ पर बैठ के बोला अरे ये तो क्या फरहान, और and actually I told him also, मैंने बोला कि नहीं, but actually the last time I saw him and like so I saw some of his videos on my feed and they were actually very good. Yeah. So with that we tell, but in terms of क्या है ये वो है ये कर रहा है वो कर रहा है, it's like
exactly. Every reel won't hit, bro. मतलब
obviously,
you have to post 10 reels and then one will hit something and then you'll gain like, you know, 10% of the followers from that.
कुछ मेरे को पता नहीं चलने वाले, but डालना पड़ता है.
You have to put it.
Yeah.
Getting mad about politics and arguing with random people online is a waste of time. Stop getting mad about what you can't.
I think politics is just, it's been weaponized in a way now where people just don't understand that when the things you would do for a politician, they will not do for you. And I'm not speaking from a upper class, like, I'm not speaking for like the top 10% of people in it. I'm speaking for the middle class people more than anything, because they don't understand how social media, how politicians warp your mentality and make you believe that essentially, you know, we're all on the same side together. But in reality, for them, you are just one more vote, one more number, one more person, one more pawn that they don't care about. They don't care about anything. They will change. I promise you tomorrow. Oh, I almost said a name of a politician. That was dangerous. I promise you tomorrow, the people on the right and the people on the left, whatever you consider those parties to be, if tomorrow there was a guarantee that going to the left would benefit them, the right would change their entire stance and go to the left.
100%.
And if tomorrow
100%.
the left, because at the end of the day, whenever you want to figure out a person or anything, it's just a general rule of thumb. Think about what a person's objective is out of anything and everything, and you'll be able to understand how to speak to them better. What is the objective of a politician? To get votes, to get rich, and to get power. That's it. In that order. You get votes first, then you get power, then you get money. That's their objective. Now, if that is the, like my dad told me recently, you don't get into you don't get into politics to improve the country. You get into politics to get wealthy.
Yeah.
It's not, no one's doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it to get wealthy. And when that is the objective of a person, then you need to start thinking about who you are to them, how important they are to you, and how this relationship works. Because if you're willing to go online and spend your time defending these people like tooth and nail to the end of it, then maybe you've already become a part of the problem and you just haven't realized.
Yeah, it's a big business only in the end. It's like people fighting on the internet over भाई ये पार्टी ये कर रही है, ये पार्टी ये नहीं कर रही है, मैं तो इसके पीछे ही पड़ा हूँ. रैली निकालते भाई इसने ऐसे क्यों बोल लिया, हैबिटेट तोड़ते भाई इसने पॉलिटिशियन का नाम क्यों ले लिया. That's just stupid, bro. मतलब ऐसा obsessing over someone who doesn't even give two fucks about you is just stupid. कि ठीक है.
I almost feel like sometimes it's people just need a place to belong.
Exactly.
They just want to be
Yeah.
part of something.
I
Part of
get the
something,
fact that you want to share your opinions. That's okay. But like fighting over something that's not even in your control. It doesn't make any sense to
I
me.
wouldn't say it's not in your control. I would say I just wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's in your control, but I wouldn't say it's not in your control either. I feel like it's a very confusing ground because people say every vote matters, but the truth is that there is a lot of like.
vote chori ho rahi hai.
Yeah, fake votes, bro. Like, yeah.
I didn't say that. I just want to be clear.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah,
Allegedly,
Yeah.
yeah.
but I still didn't say that. I just want to be clear. on
Like,
that.
I think what you saw कि what happened in Nepal and अभी वो भाई बोलते ना like in हिंदी पूरी सप्ताह गिरा दी.
Hmm,
That was
yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah, मतलब
Insane.
so
They voted for
अब-
the next guy on Discord.
Discord, yeah, that was so funny, man.
yeah, so like this is what example like you have some kind of power as the general citizen of the country,
Hmm.
but something like this is least likely to happen in India, to be very honest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my very strong opinion since the age of 15 or 16 is that I'm not fighting with someone over like political opinions, because
Yeah.
my firm belief is no one's telling the truth.
Correct.
It's all a PR narrative. It's all कि मैं इसको कैसे खुश करूं ताकि ये मेरे को कुछ दे, फिर इसने मेरे को दे दिया कुछ टर्म्स ऑफ वोट्स, तो
Yeah.
फिर मैं नहीं करूं, मैं फिर करूं, मैं 4 साल नहीं करूंगा, पर जब 5वें साल में जब आएंगे फिर से इलेक्शंस आएंगे तो मैं फिर से अच्छा बन जाऊंगा.
Hmm.
So it's just to understand the power dynamics, how it just goes around. When they need the votes, they'll do everything in that half a year or 1 year.
Yeah.
And for the next 4 years, like they are not there probably. And also this very interesting thing, and it's a fact, right?
Hmm.
Now, example, two leaders from two opposing parties on mic, front of the news, in press conferences, on Twitter, they are just bashing each other.
Yeah.
Right behind the cameras, they are best friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have come to know this, of this from a very, very reliable source, like a very close friend of mine. Like his very close relative is a politician, and he's like the head of the state.
Yeah.
There, and he has told me, people from the other party, they call each other and they tell कि आज आपके बारे में ये बोलने वाला, हाँ ठीक है बोलो. Same कंगना रनौत also said,
Yeah.
like in an interview, कि मैं कहाँ पर लोकसभा राज्यसभा में मेरे साथ बैठी थी, तो बोली थी आर्ग्यू करते तभी, लाइक जब सब चालू है, प्रोसीडिंग चालू है, बोलती है जब खत्म होता है लोग बैठ के साथ में चाय नाश्ता कर रहे हैं, ये सब गप्पे मारे मजे कर रहे हैं, तो यू फील कि इट्स जस्ट फॉर द शो ऑफ.
I think politics was Bollywood way before Bollywood was a thing, bro. Like honestly, जैसे actors के controversies होते हैं, ऐसे politics के ही होते हैं.
It's the same.
And
it's just a show, bro.
And I've told this before on the podcast as well. कि like in terms of politics, in terms of Bollywood and cricket, ठीक है, we only know of I think politics and just Bollywood. But क्योंकि फिर BCCI just controls everything, this entire cricket world, तो उनके controversies बाहर नहीं आते.
100%.
अगर ये सब BCCI control नहीं होता, तो you would have seen some different game happening
100%.
altogether in these
100%.
100%. Playing the national anthem before every sporting event is unnecessary.
I think it is necessary because when your nation is competing and whatnot, you should play the national anthem. I think it's the least you can do to be a little patriotic. I think playing it before movies is a bit unnecessary. I don't have a problem with it because, I mean, it's actually done quite fast also in that, like, they don't sing it slowly. It's barely 30-45 seconds when you're in the movie theaters. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't mind standing for 30-45 seconds for my country. That's completely fine. And one of the few moments where I get to sing my national anthem, chalega, no problem with it. I just think it is definitely unnecessary. Like, even I would go as far as saying that before Bollywood films, okay, cool, because it's Indian made, so you're proud to be Indian, theek hai.
Yeah.
But before Hollywood films, is there really, like, because if you think about it, I never knew until very late in my life that people don't do this outside of India. Like, at least not all, I'm not saying there might be a few countries that do, but in America, for example, they don't do this. This is not a thing. Like, the idea of it only is like, what's the logic? And they're a very patriotic country.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it started and why it started. And obviously no one's going to say anything against it because, you get in big trouble. So that's why I'm saying, again, I have no problem with it because it's short. It doesn't bother me. But it is kind of like, I don't really get the logic, especially before Hollywood films that are not made here. It's got nothing to do with movies. I don't understand the logic.
ये सेम थॉट में जब कॉन्जूरिंग देखने गया था, मैंने रेक्लाइन सीट ली थी, मैं सब बैठा हूँ लेट के, और सडनली नेशनल एंथम के लिए मैं फिर से नीचे करके खड़ा हुआ, आई एम थिंकिंग कि ब्रो कॉन्जूरिंग है, हॉरर मूवी है, ना ही इंडिया में बनी है, ना ही इंडियन एक्टर्स है, तो इट डजंट मैच. It just doesn't match. And आई एम ओके विद इट क्योंकि भाई महीने में एक बार मैं नेशनल एंथम गाने में वो क्या प्रॉब्लम
Yeah,
होगा
no problem.
बट इट्स लाइक इट जस्ट डजंट मेक सेंस
Yeah.
Just that like you don't understand the logic of it. Like
Yeah.
example in just in history, like अब किसने कौन सी की सब लड़ाई वड़ाई की ठीक है पढ़ लिया
yeah
बट सेंस नहीं समझ में आता है कि मैं उसको कैसे यूज
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
just that
Yeah.
Exactly.
doesn't inculcate any patriotism
Yeah.
like on the spot.
yeah
Okay, last one. India should learn something about dating in the West.
Yeah, I think India's dating culture, marriage culture, relationship culture in general is a little reserved. And I would like to believe that eventually it will become a little bit different.
Hmm.
I understand cultures are different, so people are different, and that's completely fine. But I do believe in things like, for example, I think before getting married, you should absolutely stay with your wife/husband for a certain period of time, because
100%
the experience of dating someone and the experience of living with someone are two entirely different things,
Different
and the
things.
amount of problems you will face and have to go through are like, it's going to be crazy. Like even simple things like in-laws in the same house as you.
Hmm.
Like if I move into my girlfriend's house and I'm going to have to put up with her parents. Put up is a strong word to use. Like I like her parents.
yeah
But living with someone and liking someone are two entirely different things. I have
Correct.
best friends who I don't think I could live with because they have certain lifestyles that maybe I just can't do. Like it don't
Correct.
work for me.
yeah
So you need to move in and have that experience. I always say that in a relationship before you get married, you must experience as many things with that person as possible so that there is no specific scenario that confuses you as to why they're acting like this. You must see your girlfriend angry, happy, elated, sad, how she deals with loss. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you can't plan that. You're not
Yeah.
gonna fucking shoot her grandparent and be like, how do you feel about this? You know, it's not gonna, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
But you should go on vacation with them to see
Yeah.
how they are like that.
Mm.
You should have as many experiences as you can with them, including moving in, staying together alone, staying together with one set of in-laws, then staying together with the other set of in-laws. Once you've done all those experiences, then you know that person through and through, and then you will not be surprised once you're married. And speaking of marriage, I would go as far as saying that even marriage is quite pushed a little bit too much across the world, because for me it's like I'm trying to think of the benefit of getting married, and it there is no specific requirement for it. It's just a societal norm. Like I'm not saying I won't get married, but I think about why I want to get married, and the only reason I do is because every movie I've seen, people get married. Everyone around me, people are getting married. It's just the thing to do. It's the next step. Just like for a lot of families, having a child is the next step. Like the idea of having no children is like, what? How can you not have a children? That's like the next step. So just like in that way, I feel like marriage is just the next step. But truthfully, there's no requirement for marriage. Like you can be in a relationship for the rest of your life and that's fine. Now some people say like, no, marriage means that now y'all are like settled together forever.
You're
She
one.
can't, like he or she can't cheat on you because you're all together. That's not how it works.
Correct.
And you can divorce also eventually when things don't work out. And then that makes it even more difficult to separate from someone when you are married. You don't want to be stuck in a marriage.
And give 50%.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? And kids also make it complex. So I don't know if marriage is like a concept that just was brought up for like no reason. Like,
it's just like a milestone to be achieved.
Exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say. It's progress in a relationship. You want that next step, right? It's like having a goal. By ठीक है मैं 50 साल एक चीज के लिए. What's the next step?
Yeah.
So it's like a progress thing. Oh, we dated for 7 years. Now what's the next step? Marriage. Oh, ठीक है, we achieved this also. What's the
Yeah.
next step? Kids. Okay, we achieved this also.
I just feel like there's a little too much, but like I don't think there's anything wrong with being in a relationship and having a kid and not getting married. People think that, oh, that means you have a
that's
chance
okay.
to
Yeah.
separate. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, isn't that a good thing though? Because
Exactly.
if you are going to separate anyway, you might as well, if you're thinking about separation, but if you're thinking that he's going to think like that in the first place, then why would you get married? You think marriage is going to stop him from cheating? And even if it does stop him from cheating, the fact that he thought about cheating,
he still wants to cheat.
is bad enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all about
Yeah.
trust, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, it doesn't make sense to
Trust and I think intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the two pillars of any relationship.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, and like coming back to this opinion only, जैसे वेस्ट से हमें काफी कुछ सीखना है क्योंकि इंडियन ऐसे हमें डर लगता है अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलने के लिए कि ओ वी आर डेटिंग
Yeah.
बट अब्रॉड चले जाओ वी आर एक्चुअली हैप्पी बिकॉज यू नो पेरेंट्स आर गोइंग टू बी सपोर्टिव दे आर गोइंग टू हेल्प अस कि ब्रो ओके यू आर गेटिंग इनटू अ रिलेशनशिप यू लर्न सो मच बट फॉर अस पेरेंट्स बोलेंगे भाई रिलेशनशिप इतनी गंदी चीज है तू डेट कर रहा है छी ब्रेकअप कर
Yeah, exactly.
दिस इज व्हाट नीड्स टू
And
चेंज
at the same time, when their kids turn 25, 26, they're like, चल भाई start करो ढूंढना अभी
हाँ,
ये
हाँ.
करो. जब एक्चुअली करने का उम्र था तब तो किसी ने सपोर्ट नहीं किया.
Yeah.
Now I want to just build my career. Like
That's a
नहीं,
good
शादी करो.
That's a very
Yeah.
good point.
On that note, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks,
for
Farhan.
Thank
sharing
you
your
for having
takes
me.
with us, hot takes. And hopefully we'll see you again in future.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, chalo.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks,
Subscribe to our
bye.
channel and we'll be back next week.
See you.